So I decided not to go live this first time since I have no idea what I'm doing, but it was suggested that I show my makeup routine. So, I've already put my moisturizer on my face, which is Neutrogena Naturals. And yes, I have no teeth and I have no hair. Thank you, chemotherapy. But anyways, so the first thing I do, which I have no idea how I'm supposed to be using this, but I use my Uology Uplift Beauty Oil. So with that, what I've been doing is I just put a couple of drops like on my cheeks, and then I rub that in, and it goes a long way, so I like it. But then I put a couple of drops on my forehead, which usually I can get all the way down onto my nose with that. I do break out really easily because of some of the medications that I'm on, but right now I'm recovering from just a set that I had like right on my chin, so that's always nice. And I think part of that is how I have been eating too. I'm on a very specific diet, and if I don't follow it, I find that a lot of my health issues kind of creep up their ugly heads. So there's that. And then after that, I use my EcoTools foundation brush. At least I think this is the foundation brush. I don't know anything about brushes. I really don't know that much about makeup. I just know what works for me. And right now, because I can't get matched on the Unique foundations, I have been using L'Oreal True Match in N2. There you go. I have a really hard time finding colors that match because my skin tone changes so much with my chemotherapy and with just when I'm sick and when I'm in the hospital, my skin tone changes so much that I have like 10 different colors, and I've got 3 different brands, and I'm a mess with my makeup. Anyways, so we're gonna shake that. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of it on the brush, and I'm going to the side first, my cheeks. And it helped too, growing up, my mother, when she taught me how to do my makeup, she taught me to put my foundation on with my fingers, and it really helped a lot with my acne to start doing things where I wasn't touching my face with my fingers. And after I'm done, I'll show you a spray that I use on my brushes to help with antibacterial on the brushes to clean them. I'm just going to take a tiny bit to put around my chin because it's already pretty much covered from before. And then once the bubble runs out on the top, I can take the stuff from inside the lid. And I use that usually if there's little spots that I have left, like this side of my forehead and my eyelids. Okay, so that's my foundation. And I put my brush in the sink, and then I use my infallible cover-up. This is also from L'Oreal. This one is Ivory. When I'm really not feeling well or I'm due for a blood transfusion, I get very, very dark circles around my eyes, and they are very difficult to cover up. But right now, I think they're doing pretty good. I just had a blood transfusion a couple of days ago, so, but I mean, I've had dark circles my entire life. My mom says I got them from her, so, anyways, then I use this brush for the cover-up. I know this isn't a cover-up brush, but, I mean, maybe it is. Maybe somebody can tell me that it is. I don't know. I take it all around the inside of my eye and underneath my eyelid especially. I blend it into the foundation, and it's kind of hard to tell where to stop on the top because I don't have eyebrows right now, but I mean, I can still see my eyebrow ridge, so I pretty much try to not go above there since, you know, I think in high school we all remember looking like raccoons when we were learning how to do our makeup, and I try very hard to learn how to not do the things that I used to do. Okay, so now that that's on, I'm going to put that brush in the sink, and I always put my blush on before my powder because I find that it blends a little bit easier. And this one is actually one, I went into Macy's and they had a lady there. I had just gotten out of the hospital and my dad decided to let me have my makeup done. And I went to the Clinique counter and she found a blush that I actually really, really like. There's the Clinique blush. I mean, eventually I do want to cross over to using just all Unique products because they are better for your skin. But like I said, I really have a hard time finding colors that match me. I think I need to physically sit down with somebody who lives near me and have them do my makeup and show me the different colors and what you can do, because especially with eyeshadow, I haven't got a clue what I'm doing with eyeshadow. So anyways, with my blush, I always smile, which is harder now that I have no teeth. I don't have my dentures in right now, but I always smile to find that apple spot, and then I bring it a little bit out to my well, what would be my hairline, and then I do the same thing on the other side. My sister actually taught me to do it this way instead of along the line here that people use now, I guess, for contouring, which is something I don't have a clue about, so I don't do any contouring really. And then my powder is the True Match L'Oreal N2 powder, so it matches the foundation. Again, I have like 10 different colors of powder that I use, and I have this weird brush that has different lengths of hair on it. I don't really know if you can see that real well, so I'm not entirely sure. Well, I guess it says full blush on it, so I should have used this on my blush, but this is what I've been using for my powder. And then I just take it and I go across my face, and normally just one little dab of it is enough for me. I don't really like the feel of a ton of powder on my face. So we're gonna blow that off. And again, I'm gonna put that brush in my sink so I can clean it. Because I'm immunosuppressed, I am like a clean freak. Everything is antibacterial. So I decided today, instead of using my Urban Decay, which I'm pretty comfortable with, to go ahead and use the Moodstruck 2 palette. Really, I only put one color on my eyelid, and then once I get my eyebrows drawn on or stenciled on, I use a second lighter one just a little bit. So since I'm kind of going neutral today, I think I'm going to use, I don't have my glasses on, so Honorable is the color that I'm going to use from that palette. I've used Blissful a lot, but the other colors haven't even been touched, and I think I got my bag back in the beginning of January. So as you can see, I get scared about using new colors because I don't know how they're going to look compared to what people have complimented me on before. So I'm just going to put that on my eyelid. And I don't know if you can see it, I have a little bit of psoriasis on my eyelid there. Generally, I don't try really hard to cover that kind of thing up because there's nothing I can really do about it. Kind of like I can't do anything about the fact that I have no eyebrows. So, you know, wigs and stencils and brow pencils. So this is pretty much all I do with my eyebrows. Not my eyebrows, my eyelids. I just put it on my eyelids and then I'm done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my lovely brow stencil. I got, I want to say 18 different stencils in this pack that I bought, but this is the only brow that I have found that I really liked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on and get it pretty much where it needs to be. I have a tendency to either get it to where one brow is super arched and the other one is straight or whatever. So this is probably one of the most time-consuming parts of my makeup routine. But anyways, now I'm going to use, again, a different brand, Salon Perfect eyebrow powders. And since I wear red wigs, I use the red right here for my eyebrows. I do have blonde wigs, but I don't usually wear them because everybody says I don't look like myself. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold it so it doesn't get underneath the stencil, and I'm going to go all the way to the end with it, and I'm going to do it one more time, starting somewhere around the middle so that I get the color that I'm looking for. And then we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. And if you're wondering about the bruises on my hands, I was just in the hospital again, and every time I'm in the hospital they have to poke me a million times to get IVs in. So I end up with tons of bruises. Okay. Now we're gonna kind of make sure the color is even here. And I'm gonna bet that one of them's gonna be way off, but we'll see. Oh, well, yep, see how this one is much more flat than this one. However, I'm not gonna redo it because the wig that I'm wearing today has a big side part, and my glasses will cover up how off that it is. If I was wearing one of my shorter wigs, I would take my makeup wipes, which are from Neutrogena, and probably wipe off this one here and redo it, but I'm not going to do that today. So now I'm going to go in back with my foundation brush a little bit just to kind of get rid of the marks from the stencil. And then, whoops, I put the palette away. And then I'm going to take one of my smaller brushes, and I think I'm going to be brave today and use Romantic from the second Moodstruck shadow palette. So we'll see how this goes. And again, this is something I don't really know how to do either, how to, like, where I'm supposed to start with it or how far out I go. So again, I don't know how to do my eyeshadow. It's just not something that I am good at. And believe me, I have practiced and practiced. So I'm gonna dab it under there, and then I'm gonna blend it. And I think I put too much on this one because I can really see it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys can tell me what I'm doing wrong and help me fix how I'm doing it. So that brush goes in the sink, the Addiction palette goes in my bag, and then I've got, this is Voluminous Superstar Liquid Eyeliner from L'Oreal. I'm L'Oreal and Neutrogena are pretty much the two main ones that I stick with, but I do have other brands. I'm not gonna do anything special with my eyeliner today, like a cat eye or anything, because I'm on video and my luck, I would screw it up. So I just want to make sure that it is even. I'm going to put a little bit right there and then blend it. I don't like eyeliner on the inside of my, well, you know what I'm talking about, on the eyelid. It irritates my eyes a lot, along with the health issues that I have. I have a lot of allergies, so I have to be careful about what I use on my skin. And see, I just made that one thicker, so I'm going to go in and try to make this one a tiny bit thicker. I normally have a mirror that I put right here for my eyes, but it is in the living room. Okay, so there's that. And then my favorite mascara ever, the Moodstruck Epic 4D, and I still haven't broken my habit of doing this with it, so I work on it every day, trying to remember not to do it, but if I do it, I apologize. Okay, so there's one eye. Thankfully, most of my eyelashes haven't fallen out. Some of the inner ones have fallen out, but as far as the outer ones are concerned, most of those are still there. The lower ones, I am missing several, but again, see, I just did it. There's nothing I can do about my eyelashes falling out. I use the vitamins, I eat healthy. I do a very faithful skin routine, so it's just kind of one of those things that there we go. And I have no idea how to use the different sides of the stick. I have no idea. So I just put it on and leave it. Okay. So now, since I wear masks outside and I purchased the masks, let me see if I have one here with me. I probably don't, but since I purchased my masks on Amazon, they're not just regular hospital masks. I have to use matte lipstick and liner. Right now I'm using L'Oreal Color Rich, and this one is Lasting Plum. So, and again, I don't have my mirror, my close mirror, so I have no idea how this will turn out because I can't see. Okay. And my lipstick color today is upside down. It's L'Oreal Color Rich Divine Wine. So okay, so now that all of my makeup is on, I am going to use Urban Decay All Nighter Pollution Protection Makeup Setting Spray, because I find, especially since I have to draw on my eyebrows, that if I touch my face, I come home sometimes and I'll have like half of an eyebrow and nobody told me. My dad doesn't notice those things, so nobody tells me. I'm going to shake it up, and then I'm going to spray it in a T and then in an X. And then I'm just going to let it dry. You know, I'm going to do one more on my eyebrows because I don't want them to come off. Okay, so that is my makeup routine. Now I'm gonna just real quickly wash my brushes with antibacterial spray, and you don't have to get them wet. You don't have to like go through the whole process of cleaning them. You just spray it on there, rub it in a little bit. Yeah, so there you go. There's my makeup routine.